Hey everybody, it's Candy, aka Brown Eyed Girl 69. How y'all doing? Well, today is July 23rd, 11:44 p.m. Just got home about an hour ago. Took a shower. Sitting here relaxing. My whole body aches from head to toe. I'm exhausted. Mentally, physically, spiritually, even if you want to call that. I'm exhausted. I'm tired of life. I'm tired of working just to pay the bills and have nothing left over. Hell, I was better off when I was homeless and didn't have a freaking roof over my head. You know? I never had to worry about starving, and I definitely wasn't shelling out what you have to shell out now if you live indoors. Put food in your fridge. It's ridiculous. And I see it. Why? Because I'm the one at the grocery store checking people out. I see the cost. It's ridiculous. And to see some of the crap that people buy, no wonder our society's so dumbed down. No wonder everybody's got fucking brain rot. No wonder nobody has any balls to stand up. And that's the problem. It's like majority of the people I talk to, they see all the problems with society. They see all the problems with the government. They see all the problems. But their attitude is, well, what can we do about it? Well, we can do a lot about it if we come together. There's more of us than there are them, right? Bring back the gallows. Bring back a guillotine. Make it happen in the public square. If anybody is caught and committed guilty of crimes against humanity, well, there's your choice. You either get the guillotine or you get the gallows. And it's all going to be done on public TV. Or for the people that want to come and watch it in person. And I think that's how it should be. Personally. Honestly. But then people say that's too cruel. Really? The things that have been done to us are way crueler. Way crueler. Watched a video today about this Christian, They think God's coming back. They think Jesus is going to come rapture them out of here and everybody else is going to be left with God's wrath on the earth. Well, she talked about going to the Columbus Zoo and how beautiful and awesome and wonderful and amazing it is. Zoos are prisons for animals. Zoos are evil. Animals deserve to be out in their natural habitat, not built in some walls, surrounded by four walls. Does that sound familiar? Because that's what we are. We're imprisoned. We're slaves. But we think we're free. We think we're free. Biggest crock of crap I've heard people think. I don't know. They say if you complain, you get more to complain about, but what are you supposed to do with all your pent up anger and dissatisfaction with the system? What are we supposed to do? I mean, some people just become keyboard warriors and just bitch and moan and groan about it every day, to get it out. And they have lots of people that come and join them and bitch and moan and groan about it. Is that act right there allowing more things to be created for people to bitch and moan and groan about? I'm grateful. I'm grateful that I have what I have. But on the flip side of the coin, I'm very upset and disappointed in humanity. When I make a mistake, I admit when I make a mistake. I take responsibility for my mistakes. But there's a lot of humans out there that don't want to do that. And they've been programmed that they can either blame the devil or praise a God when things go right in their life. When in reality, we are the ones creating our reality by our thoughts with what's up in here between these two temples. The third temple is the pineal gland, yet the Christians think, and some other people think, that there's going to be an actual physical temple built here. They think all these things are going to take place on the outside of themselves. And majority of these people show their ignorance to what they claim to believe in. They're ignorant. They're ignorant because they don't even know what this man named Jesus even said. If Jesus supposedly lived, they don't even know what he said. They think because he said the things he said about God the Father, that he's claiming to be God. Well, if Jesus claimed to be God because this higher power is in him, well, you know what? He was telling us that we are all gods, little gods. We create every day. You create what you create in your life. I create what I create in my life. And the collective whole creates what the collective whole creates because of TV, social media, radio, entertainment, however you get that. That's how they program you. Like I said to somebody today, I was like, it's like a boiling frog. The frog doesn't know it's being boiled until it's too late. Because they put the frog in the cold water, slowly heat it up. And that's what they do with us. They slowly heat us up. They slowly get us to accept our own demise. They push things on us. And people say, well, it's for this. People accept it. They just go along. Because they don't want to cause any friction. They don't want to cause they don't want to be noticed. Or they don't want others to know what they truly think. So they just go along to go along. And that's the problem. Again, there's a lot of people out in this world that's living an awesome, wonderful, amazing life, living their dreams, because of where they are in their own self, they've discovered who they are. They've discovered their passions. They've discovered what it is they've discovered, and that allows them to continue living their life's dreams and passions. And then there's other people on this planet, on this earth, that are barely scraping by enough to even get one meal a day. And some people are living in war torn countries, and those people's lives are like a living hell on a daily basis. So, why is it that we live somewhere where some people are just hoping and praying that they have life the next day, or hoping and praying that their life ends because they feel like they're in a living hell? While on the other side of the coin, there's people out there living their life and they're not even rich. They're not even financially rich. They just sold everything they had, packed what they had on their back, and set off to see the world. And now, 4 or 5 years later, they've traveled the world, and I think they're getting ready to settle down. I'm using this couple as an example. Just like when Daryl and I was homeless, some people felt sorry for us because we were homeless and on the streets. And then there was other people that was like cheering us on because they seen that Daryl and I was happy regardless of the situation that we was in. Just like me coming back into society, always fear-based. Now there's times that I wish I could go back out into them woods by myself with only what I could carry on my back and only with the items that I would need to survive. Sometimes I think about that. And then on the other side of the coin, I think about my mom, I think about my daughter, I think about my 3 grandchildren. And that's the only reason why I am in society again. I mean, I don't know where I'd be if I would have chosen to remain houseless after Daryl died. I don't know where I'd be right now. All I know is at that point in time when he passed away, I was overwhelmed with physical things and no way of being able to physically get everything done that we did, you know? So, in a way, I feel like I had no choice other than to come back into society. And now that I've been back in society for 8.5 years, what's so great about it? What's so great about working a job, working yourself to the bone, to have nothing to show for it? Because I have nothing to show. Materialistically, I have nothing. Um, when it comes down to it, I have nothing of value really, other than maybe a few crystals and stones and whatnots sitting around, my computer, maybe my camcorder, a few other electronics or whatever. Everything else is just pretty much just sentimental and things I need to use on a daily basis, you know. So I have really nothing to show for my life other than my life and my stories about my experiences in life. I talk about how I don't like people who are fake. But like I was talking to my coworker today, I was like, people are fake. People are fake because they have to go into their jobs and pretend that they really want to be there. People are fake because their home life ain't the best, their marriage is falling apart, or whatever's going on the home front, but they have to come out to society and put on a "I'm okay" mask when it's not okay. And see, that's another thing is like if people ask you how you are and you tell them how you really feel, most people don't know how to respond because most people have been programmed to believe that the response they're going to get back is, "Oh, I'm okay. How are you doing?" Or "I'm fine." Tonight, when people ask me, "So how you doing?" I'm like, I'm not. I'm not doing very well at all. But thank you for inquiring. And most people, "Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you feel better soon." And they would move on, you know? But a couple people even gave me money to try to make me feel better. Yeah, so I'm a little richer than I was before I went to work. $25, $30 richer, whatever. Doesn't take away what I feel. And what frightens me is what if I can't ever shake this feeling? What if I can't ever shake my discontent with the world? Sometimes I wonder if that's why people decide to take their own life because they just don't see any end in sight to how they feel. Not that I would do that, but I'm not gonna lie, I've thought about it a couple of times throughout my life, not anytime recently. But I have felt that low before. And I feel pretty low right now, but not enough to harm myself. If there was anything that I would do if I was getting to the point of feeling that way, it would be pick up the phone and call my daughter immediately. And she would be over here in a heartbeat. I know that. I know that for a fact. Anyways, this is basically what I'm going through right now, and I have been going through for a while. I used to be able to cover up my feelings and emotions and my discontentment with the world, but now I've learned that I shouldn't cover up my true feelings, and I shouldn't hide how I truly feel about life in general, and I shouldn't have to pretend just to make other people feel comfortable. You know? Now maybe I know why I never liked to play that board game called Life. Because I always just thought something about it was stupid. I mean, what if I didn't want to go to college or university? What if I didn't want to get married and have kids? What if I didn't want to get that one job that I would work at for 30 or 40 years? What if I didn't want to buy a house? What if I didn't want to do all the things that the game led you to do? Because that's how I feel about real life. You know, why I did go to college only after I chose to myself personally, but I still didn't complete it. I didn't have a child until I was older because I did kind of want to live out my life without any responsibility other than to myself when I was younger and then a young adult. I wasn't close to the idea of relationships, but I just didn't think it was one of those things that I needed to hurry up to run down the aisle and get married and start having kids. I always wanted to travel when I was little, go see places I'd never seen before, wild, exotic, tropical, deserty, woody, mountainous, just any place and every place. I just wanted to experience seeing different parts of this earth, you know? Different parts of the United States, different countries. If I would ever have the opportunity and money to be able to do that, you know? If I think about it, back in the day, I should have become I should have become a travel agent. That would have probably been the best job for me. Because then I would have been able to get perks along the way and would have been able to take cheaper vacations and would have been making money to be able to do it. Now I'm 57 years old and there's nobody going to be out there trying to hire me. Why? Because I'm 57 years old. All these companies want lifers. That's what I call them. Lifers. People that come in when they're fresh out of college and stay with the company for 30 years. I never was one of those people. I need a challenge. If my job doesn't challenge me, what's the point? And that's kind of how I feel about my job now. There is no challenge. There is no. It's the same shit, different day. It's the same people, different day. And I see the same people sometimes multiple times a day. It's just getting old. It's just getting old. I'm getting tired of standing behind a cash register in a little square box and not being able to really move and having to stand there for hours on end, scanning people's different groceries and breaking my body down in the process of doing it. Oh, peace, love, hugs, nugs, all that good stuff. If you made it this far, hey, hallelujah, I'm proud of you. Because if it was me, I probably wouldn't have made it this far myself. But I do feel better a little bit about, I do feel better because of the fact that I talked about it. At least I don't have it pent up and built up inside of me like it was like today. I was just very, 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 very angry. And had a lot of things. I don't know if anybody has any ideas of something I should do as far as a career change. Something that's going to challenge my mind, challenge my brain, just challenge me. Leave a comment down below with a way of contact and I'll be in touch. Peace, love, hugs, nugs. Until the next time, I'm out.